What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. In this video, we're going to show you how we're installing all of these Deckorators Costa boards, how we figure out and cut our breaker boards in with a track saw, and why we have some of this funky framing. We're also building a bar, wrapping posts and beam, and framing out for a fireplace. Make sure you hit subscribe. Stay tuned. We got a lot of details going on right now. Let me walk you through. I want that copyright strike. We got almost all of the field boards down. We're using the Deckorators Costa here. Going with a monochromatic style here. We got a lot of different things going on with the brick, with the roof colors, all of that. We wanted to keep it simple and not introduce too many colors. So we've got all Costa here. And we're gonna show you a couple cool details with our ladder blocking that we did. A little bit different than usual. We'll show you why in a little bit. But I really want to show you, come check this out. So we figured this out so we can have a 5.5 inch board on the front and the back, and then we've got a 7 1/4 on both sides, and that continues into our beam. And all we had to do was make sure that this 6x6 was a little bit shorter than 5.5. So when these come, they're usually going to be about 5.5 or more like 5 5/8. We cut this down to 5 1/4 just so we could have a nice clean finish on all the details here, and we still have a little bit of an overhang. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with a tiny bit of a gap if you're using a 5.5 inch board. So we got that going on here. It's gonna be a really nice clean look, wrapping all the way to the beam, minimal cuts, all of that good stuff, and it's a nice clean detail. So we're gonna get the rest of these deck boards down over here, and then we're gonna get into some of the breaker boards, which are a little bit atypical from our typical projects. So we'll show you why we have all this crazy ladder blocking and watch it come together.
But Sean,
hey, what?
Why is the bottom of this post nude?
No, we're gonna do some adorn stone wraps around this, and we got a really special kind of surprise for you on that with some new materials. I won't get into it yet. Nick, what do you think? How's this working out?
It looks like it's one 14-inch board going across.
Really does.
It's tight.
It's nice. Really did work out great. All we did, we needed 2 boards to cover this 14-inch beam. So all we did was rip off the rounded edge. We needed to take 1/4 inch off of each board, and then we got those 2 cuts line up right on the front side of the beam, and it basically looks like one board. Turned out awesome. What do you think, Jose? It's pretty good, right? That's the way we do it.
Sean, how are your Spanish Duolingo lessons going?
Mucho bueno. Mucho bueno. Practicando todos los días. Max!
Max!
Hey, bud! The man at the store gave you stickers? Whoa! Max, say hi to the camera.
Hi.
I didn't know you were coming today. Did you do good at school today? Oh, hi. Yeah, did you use the body? You did?
Show them what are you doing?
We realized coming off a little bit. So this is one of the most important parts with installing multiple runs of decking is making sure that you're nice and straight. So probably what we should have done here is we're off by 1/4 inch. So ideally our boards butt right into each other. Here we couldn't because we're using 20s, we're cutting them in half and they weren't quite long enough to butt into here. Again, this is all gonna be cut out, so if we could butt them right into each other, we know that we're starting lined up on this side. We were getting off just a tiny bit when I double checked it, so I'm kind of cheating these over a little bit. It's only a 1/4 inch, but we just want to make sure that a 1/4 inch doesn't turn into a 1/2 inch, doesn't turn into 3/4. So you want to check it periodically. Typically what we like to do, which I didn't just do before I screwed these down, we'll take a measurement here, we can double check it here, and I'm 1/4 inch off. And then we'll do one in the middle and one at that end, just to make sure that we don't have a belly in the board, we don't have, you know, starting to get that wave effect. We want it nice and straight so we can pull measurements and verify that, but I didn't pull off of here because I thought we were lining up pretty good. We're off by 1/4 inch, so I gotta fix that a little bit. No biggie.
It's okay.
You think?
Yeah, it's okay.
Thanks so much. All right, it looks like just some of our gaps. The gap got really small here. After a couple boards, I've already made it up, and we are good. Again, this is gonna get cut off. Our cut's gonna be right about here. We wanna keep it as straight as possible, so we're good. We can continue on, but we're gonna wanna be mindful. I'm gonna start cutting in our borders. This is where it's gonna get kind of interesting. This one right here, simple double border. It's gonna go up the side of our fireplace. It's gonna be here, you'll see that later. But over there, we've got 5 breaker boards going. That's where I'll show you some of the interesting framing that we had to do and why we did it like that. But we figured it out. So in the end, it's gonna be super seamless and it's gonna be a really nice detail, but just had a little bit of thought beforehand. So our breaker board detail is going to be 28 1/4 wide. That's 5 5.5 inch boards, 4 3/16 gaps. So that's 28 1/4 outside to outside. So what I want to do is put my center point, and we're coming straight off the center of this post at 14 1/8, 1/4 and 0. Okay, so what I need to do, this spot's a little interesting. You can see how we have our boards, our seams staggered here. So we've got them meeting right here in this portion, and we've got them meeting right in the center there. We're gonna be building a bar on top of this seam. So on this side, we're gonna have the field boards just run straight through. Our 5-piece border is just gonna be through this section. So we've got some different blocking to pick all that up. And what it's gonna do is 5 boards are gonna run here, go up the side of the bar, go on top of the bar, and it's gonna turn into our trim detail cap over top of our stone column. It's gonna be really, really neat and clean, but we just had to make sure we planned all of this out with our blocking because everything's staggered a little bit. We want them to continue here, so we hid this underneath this wall. That is where I need to cut that 5-piece border, and now I just need to transfer these marks down here, so I'll show you how I do that. Got my mark here. I've got our collapsible square out. You can get this link in description to our Amazon store. This thing's awesome. So I've got it up against our last field board, and I'm just gonna transfer this mark down here. So now we've got 2 points to connect with the chalk line, and we can make sure that this is running nice and square off of our deck and our deck boards. Hey Nick, you wanna just give me some eyes here? Got this mark right there. Yep. Just want to make sure I'm on that.
You're right on it. Yep.
Good. Yep. Sir. All right. So now we've got our first mark. What I'm going to do now, okay, just want to double check that. We're 28 1/4. So I'm going to cut this one first, and then I'm going to measure off of our cut to make sure that we're right where we need to be, because there's not a lot of margin of error here. What's up? Oh. Look all right?
Just I'm looking at you.
Oh, okay. Making me nervous. You might also be wondering, why do we have this guard off? It's because this material can get really jammed up in there, and that's gonna cause it to bind up, and it can actually kick back really hard. We've had that happen before, and you might think that it's more dangerous like this with the guard off, but I think it's more dangerous with this thing getting jammed up and kicking back on you. So you just have to be careful, make sure you're staying away from the blade, but we don't want it to get jammed up, and seen it happen, because this material, it can condense up and get all crazy. Boom! We've got exactly 28 1/4, so we're gonna lay all of our breaker boards going through here. Now I'll cut this out and we'll test it with some scraps just to make sure. Let's see what we got. That's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope having to come here, up onto the side of the bar, top of the bar, and how it incorporates into the column. It's just gonna be one of those super clean details that doesn't really look like much, but it's just like, wow, that looks really nice, and it takes a lot of planning.
I got all these tools here to do it.
Need one more?
Oh, that was a joke on you. I didn't say that. But once it's out, you could probably go right over that way, and then I'll just drop it right down straight in.
Beauty. Beauty. All right, cool.
But it's a tight area, so it's a little slow going.
It's all right. Perfection takes time. Nick's finishing that up, so I'm gonna cut out this side. Same thing, we'll get our square mark off of here, because this is my only point to measure off of. And then we're gonna get into transitioning over here, which is gonna be interesting. But I think I might need some reinforcements.
I'm right here.
Whoa,
18, back at it.
Back at it. Did you tell everyone you were in Italy?
I'm a European now, and I'm just so full of I've like a renewed sense of self and wonder, and it's pretty amazing. I'm different now.
Travels once. Did you feel at home when you were going to the bathroom?
That's personal and a weird question to ask.
Because you're American, but when you're in the bathroom, European?
It's inappropriate.
You get it though? Alright, you see the line there? The marker line?
I'm cleaning up now. I got the gutter in. Oh, so for Halloween, it's gonna be blind costumes. You're gonna get a costume that you don't know what it is.
I picked Ray Charles.
You can't see that one. And then you're gonna give it to somebody, and they're gonna go into the trailer and change, and nobody's gonna see what it is. And when you come out of the trailer, you put the door down. Everybody's gonna be surprised at whatever is bought for you. Stay tuned. Halloween's the end of the month.
God, remember that song? What a good song. Whoa, jeez.
Hey, so we're here on this little alcove of the deck where it's not covered, but we are going to build a little banquette, which is like a little box that has a couple drawers for storage. And what we're doing now is we have our size that we need, and the size goes out to here. So we're going to have our framing or our decking go all the way out to where our framing is. And then we could build our box, and we're going to leave our box open so that when the electrician comes here in a couple of days, he could have area to run his wires through here so he doesn't have to have any trouble fishing them. He could also pull his wires up into our little banquette for an outlet, which is going to have one. And then he can continue on where it's open, and he could run his wires all the way over to the bar top and also the fireplace wall. So right now we're putting our deck boards in, keeping our spacing the same with our nice little clips that fit pretty good. And once we get the decking down, then we could build up from there. Now we have a majority of our walls framed for our banquette, so what we've got them now is in place, and we're going to get them plumb and straight so that we can cut our pieces in the middle for make our box complete, and that way we cut our pieces on the top. There are drawers going in there, but we're going to cut the framing out and put a header in specifically for each boxed opening.
Hey, Aunt.
What's up?
Are you locked in?
Locked in.
All right. I'm going to talk about what's going on here because he's locked in. He's busy. We get it. So now it's time to frame out our TV walls. And this detail is going to be a little bit different. Usually we just do a flat wall, you know, but this isn't a true roof. It's a pergola roof. So what we're going to do is kick this little wall off on an angle. So, you know, we're forming like a triangle here, and then the seating area will be over here. It's going to look beautiful because it is going to be adorned with adorned stone, of course, and it's going to have a TV and a fireplace. And one thing, we get this question all the time about the TVs that people use. This is obviously outside, so you could buy an outdoor TV, but you don't need to if it's under a roof. It can be a regular TV because outdoor TVs are super, super expensive. And if you go to Costco and you buy a regular TV, you could replace it probably every single year if you had to. And it would be like 10 years before you add up to what a true outdoor TV would cost. So just a little, you know, a little thrifty tip for you, just buy a regular TV. It'll be fine. In this climate, at least. I mean, maybe if you're in like Nordic Canada or whatever, you probably wouldn't, maybe you need an outdoor TV. But here, you'll be fine. So just get a regular TV, it'll save you some money. And under this, we'll be doing a beautiful fireplace. So what we're doing right now, framing up this wall. He's working on framing up a wall right here. And then we will connect the two and have a nice little triangle to put our TV and our fireplace on. So stay tuned, it's gonna be good.
All right, we got a lot of these details starting to wrap up over here, getting pretty exciting. We've also got some of this bluestone going back in. You'll see that in the next video, how we're gonna level all this stuff out, and check this out. Got a really cool surprise for you in the next video. Brand new material we've never used before. Aerated autoclaved concrete. Super lightweight building block. Really excited for what we're going to be using these for on this project and a lot of stuff in the future. So you're going to have to wait for the next video to see us get into all that stuff. So make sure you hit subscribe, stay tuned, and until next time, this has been Premier Outdoor Living.